appealing to somebody's better judgment is a good way of doing things at any point in life, actually. I mean, it works very well in the war, and not necessarily, well, it works very well during war periods, and it can work very well at this particular time. Well, I've actually lived through a civil war when I lived in Cambodia. You do constantly think about dying, and you constantly think about, will it be me next? And that's a lot of pressure on you to add to, what if I die? And the very real understanding that it might well be you'll die alone. I think that adds an added pressure as well. I can understand that very much because I mean, again, objectively, what does it matter whether you die alone or with somebody? It doesn't actually matter, you're going to die. But if it makes you feel better for whatever reason, if you feel for some reason, that's the time you can, download and offload or say something that you've always wanted to say but couldn't. That's quite an interesting subset of activities, again, going back to the parallels with war, because if you imagine yourself lying in the field somewhere in Flanders or wherever it was you were dying, with literally nobody to say anything to you, but you knew you had lots of things that you would like to have said, well, that must even for those minutes, that must make you feel really worse than the fact, that you're going to die. I think that's one of the things we've not really looked at with coronavirus is just what other things apart from our life it's taking away from us. And one of them is, the actual opportunity to say what you like or your final words to the people that you want to say to, because obviously they can't be in the same room as you. The very obvious one about not being able to attend your loved one's funeral, or being only one of the two people that can for whatever reason, because a meeting of two is fine, but a meeting of three is not. And that just says you can imagine the discussions there within a family, can't you? How that's going to affect. So that's a post effect of the death that you can't really imagine the difficulties of and all the angst that would come of later on when everything is fine and someone says, well, you were lucky you went to see, you were at your father's funeral, I wasn't allowed to go, sort of thing. There's all that angst that can come after as well.